Hey everyone, welcome back. So excited to have you all with us today.
Hi, folks. We've got an amazing episode lined up. How are you doing, Timo?
Doing great, Nia. Really looking forward to discussing Claire Keegan's Small Things Like These. Did you get a chance to read it?
Absolutely. Finished it last night, and it's been on my mind ever since.
Isn't it incredible how such a short novella can leave such a lasting impact?
Totally. Under 120 pages, but it really packs an emotional punch.
For those who haven't read it yet, the story is set in a small Irish town during Christmas of 1985, following Bill Furlong, a coal merchant preparing for the holidays.
And as he's making his deliveries, he starts noticing some unsettling things in the community.
Exactly. There's this undercurrent of secrecy that begins to surface.
You know, I was really struck by how Keegan uses the everyday details of Bill's life to explore deeper societal issues.
Interesting point. But don't you think the pacing was a bit slow at times?
Really? I felt the deliberate pace allowed the tension to build naturally.
I guess, but I found myself wanting things to move along a bit faster.
Fair enough. But maybe the slow burn mirrors the way secrets fester in small towns.
Ooh, that's an interesting perspective.
I'm glad you see where I'm coming from.
Speaking of small towns, the setting really amplifies the themes, doesn't it?
Definitely. The close-knit community makes the pressure to conform even stronger.
Right, and the holiday season adds this layer of irony.
Absolutely. The festive atmosphere contrasts sharply with the darker undercurrents.
You know, the symbolism of coal was brilliant.
Oh, I loved that. He's delivering warmth, yet uncovering hidden darkness.
Exactly. It's like the coal represents the secrets buried within the town.
Do you think Bill was aware of that symbolism?
Maybe subconsciously. His journey seems to awaken something in him.
I can see that. His character development was subtle but impactful.
Agreed. Though part of me wished he was more assertive.
Really? I thought his reserved nature made his internal struggle more realistic.
Perhaps, but I wanted him to take action sooner.
I understand that, but his hesitation adds to the tension.
That's true.
Did any particular scenes stand out to you?
Yes, the moment he confronts the reality of the convent was powerful.
Oh yeah, that scene gave me chills.
Same here. It was a turning point for him.
Any scenes that resonated?
The quiet moments with his daughters were really touching.
Absolutely. They added warmth and showed what he stood to lose.
Exactly. They heightened the stakes of his moral dilemma.
Do you think his family influenced his decisions?
I believe so. His desire to protect them was palpable.
Right, but it also conflicted with his sense of justice.
That's what made his struggle so compelling.
Agreed.
Do you think the townspeople were deliberately ignoring the issue?
And I think so. It felt like a collective choice to stay silent.
Yeah, it's like they were choosing comfort over confrontation.
Exactly. It raises questions about societal responsibility.
Absolutely. It makes you wonder how often this happens in real life.
Sadly, probably more often than we'd like to admit.
Indeed.
By the way, have you heard about the film adaptation?
Oh, yes. Cillian Murphy is starring and producing, right?
That's correct. I'm excited, but also a bit cautious.
Why cautious?
Well, sometimes adaptations miss the nuances of the book.
I think that's true, but I have high hopes given Murphy's involvement.
Fair point. He has a great track record.
Do you think he'll capture the essence of Bill's character?
I think so. He has the depth and subtlety needed for the role.
Let's hope the film does justice to this story.
Agreed.
Speaking of the story, how did you feel about the ending?
I found it both hopeful and open-ended.
Really? I thought it was quite conclusive.
Interesting. I felt there was room for interpretation.
Maybe that's intentional, leaving it up to the reader.
Could be. It adds another layer to the experience.
Absolutely.
Do you think the novella's brevity is a strength?
I do. The concise format makes every word count.
But part of me wanted to explore certain aspects more deeply.
I get that, but sometimes less is more.
That's true.
Have you read any of Keegan's other works?
Not yet, but after this, I'm definitely planning to.
Same here. I've heard great things about her other stories.
Maybe we can discuss another one in a future episode.
That would be fantastic.
By the way, did you do any research on the historical context?
Actually, yes. The depiction of the Magdalene laundries was haunting.
I agree. It added a layer of realism and historical significance.
Absolutely. It's a dark chapter that's often overlooked. Yeah.
Do you think Keegan handled the topic sensitively?
I believe so. She brought attention to it without being heavy-handed.
That's what I thought too.
It definitely prompted me to learn more about that history.
Me too. It's important to acknowledge these stories.
Definitely.
Well, we're getting close to time.
Yeah, but this has been such a rich discussion.
Agreed.
Any final thoughts?
Just that small things like these is a profound exploration of morality and compassion.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And to our listeners, we highly recommend picking up a copy.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the book.
Please share your reflections and join the conversation.
All right, that's all for today's episode.
Thanks for joining us. And until next time, keep reading and stay curious.
Bye, everyone.
Well, that's a wrap for this episode of From the Book Nook.
Thanks so much for joining us. We love having you here in our cozy little corner of the book world.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
And we'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts and book recommendations in the comments.
It really helps us connect with more book lovers like you.
And we'll meet you right back here in the Nook.
Until next time, keep turning those pages.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.